Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad from Radko, and in this sole video we're going to look into Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and also Scorpio Rising weekly general tarot reading September 27th up until October 3rd, 2021. And should you guys be interested in a personal reading with me, or if you do want to take my tarot classes, checking out the description down below is going to give you a link to my website where you can view and purchase either or both of these services. And if you do enjoy the content here on the channel and you do wish to support us, just leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any of our weekly uploads and as well live streams. Now, with that being said, starting the Scorpio reading here, the very first card we Scorpio have, and I'm saying we because I am Scorpio as well, that will be the Three of Cups, followed by the second card here, which does stand as the Chariot. Moving next, we have the Four of Swords. And the last card of our spread, the last prime card of our spread, that is going to be the Six of Swords. Quite of an interesting week that we do have ahead, and it could go in quite of a many ways. So how exactly is going to develop, we are going to see from when I do start drawing the catalyst to these cards. There are going to be 4 more cards than just these 4. But what can I tell you just from these 4 cards as an overview here is that we are going to overcome quite of a few issues that we are addressing right now or prior to that particular week. Additionally to that, which is something happening to me right now, hopefully by the time that this video is released is going to be fully in place. Recovery, a big time, okay? Healing, that is, which could be one of the problems that we are addressing currently. Also, on another front, it seems that we will be able to get along with this society, or at least with that part of the society that we do care of and that we do need as well. And it's highly likely that a personal vision of you, of yourself, it will become a cumulative vision in between you and other people, or of just a one single person. So that's a particular week is great week to propose engagement, to propose business, to propose some kind of an enterprise with person that again you do care of. And also there will be quite of ambitious drive that is going to be mixed in all that, and that ambitious drive is going to be directed or pointed toward a wish we have. Well, now that I'm speaking about, I do know what that relates to me, but I'm not going to divulge it right now. But it will be quite ambitious drive that will actually gonna work out. But at the start, we might have been afraid that nothing is gonna happen, but it actually going to work out, at least according to these cards. So let's now jump into the reading itself and start scrutinizing the very first one, which is the Three of Cups. Is going to be catalyzed with a Justice card. So we do have those two. They are a passive neutrals, and these two cards are speaking that first at the start of the week there are going to be results that are coming our way, results from a very recent previous actions, career-wise or relationship-wise, and those results are not going to carry on with themselves a lot of responsibility. It's just there, or they will carry on a responsibility, but it's not going to be nearly as big as we have expected it to be. And that's why, by our own classification of it, it's not going to be that big of a deal of responsibility. That doesn't mean that the result is not going to be good. However, the results which are signified with these two cards, they are not a final results. Take it as a progressive, okay, progression, the results of progression, but we are not nearly there. career-wise or relationship-wise. And now, as we are speaking about relationship-wise, now these two cards has a huge message to all that has a tension into their relationships. And according to these two cards, the tension, it is because the expectations became stronger than the love itself. And these two cards does call for somewhat a freedom into relationship. So if you do want to do something, okay, your partner should let you just do it, and vice versa as well, instead of constantly criticizing, and constantly trying to tell that what is better for the other person. It's kind of like that syndrome where your significant one thinks that they know better than you what is better for you, and that's very annoying, isn't it? And that is exactly what people in relationships, at least according to these cards, Scorpios in relationships, they have to work on. It's not advisable, though, at the start of the week for a Scorpio to start something that will be constraining, in a sense of jumping into an endeavor which will devour a lot of our time, attention, and as well responsibilities. And right after that, the Chariot card hits and is going to be catalyzed with the Four of Cups. The message is pretty simple, it's pretty clear, and it's pretty short. And it speaks that as we do sit on these results, and it's a really strong follow-up to the previous cards. So as we do sit on these results from the start of the week, while they are great results, again, these are a progression results. We have not been nearly there. We have not nearly reached the end of what we want to manifest. And as those results are great, we should start looking around to accomplish even bigger results. Now, the problem with these two cards, the Chariot and the Four of Cups, which are, by the way, a passive supporters, right? So these two cards, the problem with them is that at the start, we may not have a clue what exactly we should do more. Because in our mind, our performance may look like optimal. However, while it is optimal, it's not the most we can give. And for that, we should put a very big mental strength or mental awareness, depending on how you look at it. So we can look around or detach ourselves from the emotional satisfaction of the current results, detach from it and look around for a new opportunities. They are going to be there. The opportunities are going to be there. It all comes to that. Do we have the mental awareness to seize them or not? And once we seize them, it will look like, the odds are very big. And the endeavor itself, it's a bit overwhelming, but we can prevail because the Chariot always stands for triumph against all odds. But what is going to be common for all of us with those couple of cards is that we are going to be very proud of ourselves and what we were able to accomplish. Single people at that stage of the week, early to mid stages of the week, even if you do have somebody to date with at that point, which most likely you will, take your time, at least according to these cards. It will be best if you do get to know each other much better than you do know each other right now, because otherwise the jump into commitment will happen to be a bit premature than has to be. And right after that, we do have the Four of Swords, which is going to be catalyzed with the Seven of Pentacles. So those two cards, again, a very strong, clear message. We have active enemies. And the very first thing that these two cards are saying is that we are on the right track with ourselves and with how we do things in generally. And also, they do speak that whatever we have invested into is going to pay off in a big way. Maybe not throughout the week itself, but in the future. So if it is a love you are investing, it's going to pay off. If it is money that you are investing, it's going to pay off. Even if it is time or kindness even that you are investing, is going to pay off. But also, after the middle of the week, towards the end of the week, things are going to calm down, and something as a phenomenon is going to happen to us. Simply concerns that we had, they were going to start disappearing left, right, and center. It's just they're going to start dissolving themselves. And while most of them are going to stay that way, there are going to be some of them which are going to return back into the future. And for that, as they do dissolve and they no longer pose any problem to us career-wise or relationship-wise, we should address the situation regardless, and at the very least prepare for when those problems are to come back in the future. Highly advisable at that point, it is to seek professional help. So if you are sick, go to a doctor. If you want to open a business, seek advisor. Okay. If you do have any kind of spiritual problem, a mentor or a priest, or whatever a spiritual path you are following, it is just seek a professional help. And resting, by the way, that is very important time that we should rest for a while. Take a day off from work, spend it among nature and so on and so forth. Because at the end of the week, we do have the Six of Swords, and it's going to be catalyzed with the Ten of Pentacles. So these two cards, active enemies, one more time. And that will be the stress at the end of the week. It's going to escalate pretty quickly, pretty rapidly. Not for a bad reason, though. Now, at the end of the week, for every single one of us, the reason is going to be different, okay? Some of us are going to be presented with a choice that will seem once in a lifetime choice that you have to make. Some of us are going to be because for some reason the knife hit the bone and now you have to do something about it. For others, it's going to be because they are very content to accomplish a dream, a wish of theirs. But what is going to be common with all that is that we will have to make a step toward the unknown, a move that we ain't gonna know what the result of that move is going to be, or a decision that we ain't gonna know what the result of that decision are going to be. And that will scare us. As a Scorpio, I know I don't gamble, and that's gambling here, or at least that is how it looks like. Well, lucky for us, with that elemental dignity, it's well, we have nothing to be afraid of in reality, because here, even if there are no results from it, which is the worst that can happen, at least we know that we have tried, and we don't have to blame ourselves that we never tried, which is something very common for us as well. And here the parable of these two cards kind of states that if you do have a dream, just thinking about it ain't gonna make it true. You just have to do something about it. The dream could be to solve a problem, the dream could be to accomplish something. Everybody has their own dreams, and here at the end of the week, the tension and the stress is gonna escalate, because we're gonna know that if we don't do something about it right now, our chance to do something about it may never come, or if it does come, we don't know when it's gonna come. So that will be the cause of the stress and the tension. So with that being said, Scorpio, this was our weekly general tarot reading for September 27th up until October 3rd, 2021. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do liked it, and we're to see each other next time. Until then, bye.